California gubernatorial hopeful Caitlyn Jenner joining a lawsuit to stop Governor Gavin Newsom from having the word Democrat added next to his name after Newsom claimed a filing error removed his party affiliation from the ballots of his upcoming recall. Why is that in a left-leaning state? Joining us now is California gubernatorial candidate, former Olympic gold medalist Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn, why is that important?
Well, I'm joining in this lawsuit as a intervening party. The reason it's important, Gavin Newsom keeps changing the rules. He's like a dictator out here. Changes when the recall election is going to take place, how the ballots work. He's doing everything to try to get in his favor. But I entered in this lawsuit because in 2019, he put in a new law saying you could put your party affiliation in on your recall ballot. So when his lawyers put his application in, they forgot to put down his party affiliation. So it wasn't realized for months, and all of a sudden he realized, wait a second, I didn't put down my party affiliation. I want to change it. So he went to the Secretary of State, Shirley Weber, and said, I want to change it. And she said no. So he personally sued her, and I'm entering in that lawsuit. Why? Because I want transparency. I don't want Shirley Weber, our Secretary of State, to cave to the pressure of Gavin Newsom to keep, he didn't fill out his application right. The fight for California starts now. If we got to do it in the courts, wherever we have, Gavin Newsom has been the worst governor this state has ever had.
So far, I pick up the LA Times this morning where it gets sent to me, and it says, California, you don't need a recall. Vaccinations are going good. Cases are way down. GDP is going up. They're creating jobs, and they have a surplus of $76 billion. What's the problem in California? They forgot everything else, but maybe you want to refresh their memory.
Well, it's honestly... Gavin Newsom has done the worst job when it comes to shutting our state down over the last year. As you know, different governors have done it different ways. A great example is Disney World in Orlando opened up over a year ago, last July. Out here in Disneyland opened up just like 2 months ago, just to California residents. He shut our state down. He shut our schools down. Our kids were deprived of a year of education, and it didn't have to be that way. He used coronavirus out here and this pandemic as a political tool to shut the state down. People are not going to forget that. Of course, now that he's in this recall, and actually just changed the date, so now it's going to be September 14th. In this recall, he's trying to look like he's the greatest governor of all time. The people of California are not going to forget that.
Gotcha.
He's been a disaster on so many levels. It's just been horrible. And, every time, there's no common sense in California when it comes to government. And we need somebody to come in there with some common sense to be able to run this state.
So your other area of expertise is sports, Olympics especially. Tokyo's not going to have any fans, which is definitely going to affect things and change what we see. But we're kind of used to that after this pandemic year, thanks to China. But now the U.S. Olympic Committee is getting a letter from House Republicans. They're concerned about Americans embarrassing us on the podium by protesting and violating IOC rules. Are you worried about the same thing?
Well, you're talking about our hammer thrower mostly, and I don't think we have to worry about her because she's not that good. The girl actually, Price, the girl who won that event, is phenomenally good. She will be on the podium. We don't have to worry about that. But no, I do not like. I've been around the Olympics obviously for a long time. I was the first one in 1972. I love my country. I'm so proud to be an American. I was the first one ever to put a flag up at the finish line. So I've been a patriot for a long time. And I don't like using the Olympic Games as a political tool. I was in the Village in 1972 when the terrorists came in and took the Israeli athletes. We lost 11 athletes that day. I don't like that. I think the Olympic Games has the greatest potential for good in the world. It's the largest gathering of countries in the world. There's over 200 countries there. There's only 150, a little over 150 countries in the UN. It has so much potential for good. I don't like people today in this society that we're living in to be able to use the one great thing we have to bring the world together, the Olympics, and use it as a political tool. I don't think it's right, and I think the International Olympic Committee, the United States Olympic Committee should do everything they can to stop it.
It would just be another embarrassment on the world stage, and I think these Republicans are worried about it. And let's keep our fingers crossed it doesn't. We just get to see good, clean competition. Caitlyn Jenner, best of luck running to be the next governor from California. We'll find out in September, and we'll talk to you in between, Caitlyn.
I certainly hope to. CaitlynJenner.com. Join in, donate, help this cause. We got to get Gavin Newsom out of there and take this state back.
All right, you got it, Caitlyn. Thanks so much for joining us. Always good to see you.